Welcome. This is not legal advice. I am your host, TINLA, and this reading is for my Cancer friends who are Sun, Moon, Rising, or cross-watching for somebody else. I do want to tell you this is my second attempt at doing the Cancer reading because the first one was just a hot mess. And maybe that's Spirit's way of saying, like, if you're Cancer, you kind of want a do-over this month in June 2026. Let's take a look and find out, though, what your energy is coming into it. So it is the oyster. All right, let's find out for my Cancer friends, what is the oyster feeling beginning of June? Thank you for joining me again. I appreciate you liking, sharing, subscribing, and so forth, all the things and the stuff. I do this for the limited audience that I want that are actually ready to hear the message. So anyway, patient, secret keeper, hiding hidden treasures. The focus and determination of the oyster is unmatched. Anything an oyster personality puts their mind to, they achieve with grace and charm. The only problem is oyster types often take their inner gifts for granted. They become shy or doubtful, and this can lead to withdrawing or protecting their deepest desires and life's work. When the oyster card appears, it's important to reveal your inner treasures. What is it you've been hesitant to share? The world is waiting to see. When in balance, feels blessed, generous, and masterful. When out of balance, reluctant, gripping, and clams up. Clam. To bring into balance, share something. Okay, let's see what the theme is so we can tie those together and find out for June of 26 how that applies. What is going to be the focus of June of 26 for Cancer? And happy early birthday, by the way. I know you are end of June and July folks, so happy early birthday. Let's find out. What's the theme? How is the oyster playing out? Spirit, please. How is the oyster playing out? Oh, I'm just going to take that one. And that is in the 8th house. So let's find out. What is our 8th house? Okay. All right. It is the house of death, rebirth, and transformation, associated with Scorpio and Pluto. The 8th house is where we come to die, to transform, and to be reborn into a greater version of ourselves. In this house, we can grieve our old selves, shed layers of our identity, and begin making space for new growth. The 8th house provides us with infinite potential through infinite loss. In addition to ego death, spiritual transformation, and mental growth, this house also rolls over mysticism, the occult, and psychic powers. When this card appears in your reading, you might ponder what ways you are growing and changing as a human. What has already begun to lose its leaves and wither away? Perhaps it's time to let go and make space for new beginnings. This card can represent some of the most difficult and transformative events in our lives. Take this time to consider what your personal metamorphosis looks like. Okay, so it looks like a period of growth, of change, of like showing who you really are in June of 26. Well, let's get some clarity from the tarot for what my Cancer folks are going to be doing in the month of June 26. Whenever this reading happens to find you, Cancer. All right, let's take a look. Spirit, what is going on in June of 26 for my Cancer folks? We're doing a do-over as indicated, right? Got 2 cards just flying left and right. The Tower, not surprising. The Devil. Okay, and one more, please. Oh, actually, you know, okay. Listen, Spirit wanted 5, like these all to come out, so I'm not going to argue. All right, we have the Queen of Wands in reverse, the 6 of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. All right, lots to unpack here in June, and maybe that's like a general theme, right? Lots to unpack in June. You have giant changes coming through. We talked about the death card right here, the death rebirth card with the 8th house. So definitely some serious change coming your way in June. And with the Devil, you're going to be tempted to, I hate to say with the Queen of Wands in reverse, to reject your intuition. Like you're going to be very much you're going to be tempted to do something, but like the Queen of Wands is someone who, you know, stands in her power, is kind of mystical in her own way, is very intuitive, and very passionate. And it's like you're going to be tempted to reject that in light of more give to the community, give to other people, don't worry about yourself so much. Like the 6 of Pentacles is normally like an even give and take energy, but the way that this card is drawn, it's like very much just giving. So you're going to be encouraged to just give in a very, like with the Hierophant, like a traditional system. It's almost like you're going to have a lot of these changes going on, and a lot of like internally, like with the oyster, a lot of feelings inside where you want to do certain things, but somebody around you or something around you, your system, like where you've been kind of fixated before, it is going to tell you to reject that intuition and to give instead to a traditional foundation. Again, that could be like staying in a job. Like, for example, you might have wanted to stay in a job for, you know, for a lot longer than you maybe wanted to, because, you know, that job has been stable and something that you know, are used to, and really don't want to give up very easily, because it's like, doesn't make sense to give it up, but like your intuition's screaming at you, like, you need to move on. It's time to move on. The leaves are withering on the tree, and other people around you were like, well, why would you give up that job? Like, it's a really great job, you know? So I think you're having a lot of struggle this month in terms of being true to yourself. Let's find out what action you're going to take. And I think I have like room for 2 cards. So 2 would be nice, Spirit. What action are they going to take? We have the Star. And one more, please. One more. Oh, of course, we get 2 more. So here we are. The 10 of Pentacles and the Empress. So, you know, you're going to be looking at this holistically. You are going to hope, you know, that you will have hope in June that maybe everything can work out. I think you're looking for a result that is going to work for everybody long term, right? So in the example I gave with the job that you have had for a very long time, that maybe is just like, right? But you're looking for something bigger and better. You're going to be like, oh, well, what is better for everybody? Is it better? You know, you're not looking at yourself. You're not looking like internally, like, what is it I want? You are looking at what is better for sort of the collective. What is better for all those people around me that want me to give to them? And, you know, the Empress is saying, I hate to say it, but for some of you, it's almost like you'll have a partner who gets pregnant on purpose to cause you to have to stay, or you'll get pregnant on purpose to kind of lie to yourself to stay in a situation, because it will make it an easier decision, right? But it's an energy of stability, of like kind of being like, I don't want to say passive, like, because I don't mean it passive like in a negative way. It's just the Emperor, her counterpart, is very doer energy, is very like taking a chance, is very like standing in the truth. And the Empress is more of a, I don't chase, I attract. So kind of more waiting around for a sign, for something to like kind of come to you. And so while I think you're optimistic, you still want to do what's best for everybody, and you're kind of waiting for the thing to happen rather than you having to take action. So where does the end of June find my Cancer folks? We already had this one pop out. We have strength. It looks like she's praying for strength here to make the right decision. Let's see. The King of Pentacles. You know, you're really thinking about, again, your finances, stability, you know, what decision makes sense. A couple more, please. I think I have room for just a couple more. Any more, Spirit? Any more? Any more? All right. So we have, all right, we have the 5 of Cups. So internally, like, and look at these. All 3 of these people, by the way, have their eyes closed. The Strength woman, she has her eyes closed. You know, and normally in the Strength card, you have somebody that's like calmly taming the beast. In this card, you know, it's almost like the beast is devouring her. Like, she's calm and cool, but the beast is coming in and devouring her. So it's almost like on the outside, you are maintaining a cool facade, you're maintaining calm, but there's something like eating you alive, basically. And it's this stability, right? End of June, you're looking at that stability. Again, eyes closed. You're not wanting to see the truth of who you are. You're like blinding yourself to the truth. And yeah, internally, you have regret. You have like things that didn't come to fruition, like those buds, those flower buds, like they're there and they could come to fruition, but they're not. And then you have the 8 of Wands, like there's action happening. What is the action? Please clarify the 8 of Wands. What is happening here? 9 of Swords. You know, your only action really is just swirling this around in your head. You're going round and round in your head. You don't know what to do. You're like, you feel like you're tied up, you're confined, you can't make a decision that's right for everybody, and you really very much want to make a decision that's right for everybody. But, you know, based on these cards here, I don't know that that's possible. I mean, it's like you're trying to play peacemaker and make everybody happy, but I don't know that that's going to happen. So let's get some advice from Spirit. What can my Cancer folks do? We have Page of Pentacles, learning something new, taking a beat to really think about what they want. Let's take a look. What else? Advice, Spirit, please. Thank you. We have the Hangman, change in perspective. So maybe change how you look at things. And honestly, the Hangman, she looks happy. You know, she's not just, but before I move on, she's not just somebody who is like the Hangman, like just dangling there. Like she's actually almost like a circus performer where she's like really putting on a show. So it's almost like when you, like Spirit's saying, you're going to come to a different perspective. And when you do, it's going to be like, bam, shot out of a cannon. Like it's going to be like really, you're going to get some new knowledge that's going to just launch you in a way where you're like, oh, clearly that's the answer. Duh. Why didn't I see that before? Okay. And one more. Okay. We have the 7 of Wands. So you're going to have to guard your heart. You're going to have to guard your heart because, if you want, by the way, temperance, bottom of the deck, if you want that equal give and take, if you want to have a situation that makes you and other people happy, like I think you're very concerned about making everybody happy, but if you want a situation that makes you happy too, you're going to have to protect your heart and what you are passionate about. Like I'm seeing this heart in the oyster, you know, you are like, it's in there, it's all, you know, tied up, but like owning that feeling that you have and not letting these wands destroy you. In fact, you're grabbing one and saying, no, like I can make change, I can do this, and I'm not going to let other people's actions change how I feel. So good luck, Godspeed, Cancer. June is going to be a very challenging month, but I will see you in July, and thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.